Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire, Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. This story comes from Rochester in Kent. The case involves a man that was suffering with a drug addiction, and it also shows the consequences of drug dealing and the risks that are associated with it. 2 men have been jailed for life for the murder of Peter Beale, who was 39 years old. This happened back in 2018 and they've just been convicted on the 23rd of July. A drug dealer plunged a knife into the back of his victim in the middle of a town centre after a drug deal went wrong, and he's been jailed for life today. Billy Dole was ordered to serve a minimum of 21.5 years for the brutal stabbing of Peter Beale. The 30-year-old went to jail and heard the victim's sister's last words: "You haven't just killed Peter, you have killed his family." It was nearly 2 years ago that Billy Dole stabbed Peter Beale, who was 39 and from the Sittingbourne area. He lay bleeding to death in an alleyway in the shadow of the Rochester Bridge, as Dole and his pal Levi Webb rifled through his pockets, took back the drugs he had stolen and also took a gold watch. They also stabbed him 5 more times in an attack that was described as horrible violence that went too far. The dealer fled to Northern Cyprus as the police closed in on him and his associate Webb. His drug runner went to Brighton with his girlfriend. Billy Dole from the Who area of Rochester returned to the UK and was charged with murder at the airport and appeared at Maidstone Crown Court. The footage shows the moment he was arrested.
We just check the passports, please, gents. Thank you.
I mean, you should speak to our colleague just here for me, okay? Mark.
Right. Is it Billy in it?
Yeah.
Okay, Billy. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, there's no one around. You are obviously wanted by the police at the moment, so I'm arrested on suspicion of murder.
Yeah.
Okay. So on Tuesday the 18th of September, a deceased person was located by police near the bridge in Rochester. We have evidence linking you to this crime.
Okay.
You do not have to say anything behind defence. If you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court, anything you do say may be evidence. Obviously your arrest is necessary, obviously so we can conduct interviews at the police station, so further searches can be completed, and obviously so we can prevent any disposal of evidence, alright?
He also admitted being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs, and Webb, his drug runner, who was 23 years old, was acquitted by the jury of murder but later admitted the lesser charge of manslaughter. He was jailed for 10 years and 9 months, and the judge said that he found this as premeditated revenge. Billy Dole went to the scene armed with a knife to defend his drug line. The hearing was attended by 10 members of the Beale family, including his mother Tina and his sister Shana. Some of them were wearing Justice for Peter t-shirts. The prosecution told the court that the blow from behind severed Mr Beale's aorta and caused his death. Also, the thug stabbed his victim through the neck 4 more times after. She said neither Dole or Webb called an ambulance after the attack, and they left their victim to die alone in an alleyway. Earlier on in that day, the victim Mr Beale and his friend Richard Barham had called Billy Dole's drug number that ended in 692. They met him in the Strood area, and Webb was sent to meet them on Canal Road in the Strood area, but Webb was then robbed and the drugs were taken. As Mr Beale walked away across the bridge, the runner was calling his boss. Billy Dole dashed to the scene to meet up with his friend. They were known as Joe and Frank, and Webb followed the 2 men. Dole confronted Mr Beale and then attacked him. And this was all caught on CCTV. Mr Beale's body was found by chance the following day when a woman crossing the bridge spotted the yellow t-shirt in the undergrowth. By that time, Billy Dole had driven his Vauxhall Astra to a relative's home in Cambridgeshire as his wife, Rachel Woods, and her mother-in-law, Linda Harris, plotted his escape from justice. Harris was from the Wisbech area, and they were both later jailed for their part in allowing Dole to become a fugitive. Mr Beale's sister Shana Best, who now cares for Mr Beale's teenage daughter, said this has been a long time coming. Looking directly at Billy Dole in the dark, she said it wasn't just Pete who killed that night. She said the family didn't condone Peter's drug use, but added he didn't deserve to be murdered. Miss Best said that on Webb's Facebook page it read, "F the justice system." She added, "I hope my brother's face will haunt you." The judge in charge of the case read a letter that was written by Dole that he expressed his remorse. His barrister Louise Sweet said he wants the family to know that he never came out that day to kill their loved one. That was not his intention. His intention was just to get the drugs back. She said that he went to the rendezvous armed with a knife because he believed Webb had been robbed by Beale at knife point. The defence said Dole now accepts that he deserves his sentence but has shown repentance. The two men had gone into the alleyway to retrieve the drugs. The evidence was that Mr Beale attacked one or both of them and then Billy Dole did what he did, but it was not premeditated. If the drugs had been handed over, then they would have left and nothing would have happened. This was revenge for a reaction that Mr Beale did. The judge said that he accepted that Billy Dole only meant to cause Mr Dole serious harm, but he said that Webb had shown scant remorse and hadn't even made an anonymous call to the ambulance. He added, while Mr Beale had his problems with drugs, he was a man much loved by his family and was a fantastic father. The senior police investigating the case said the attack on Mr Beale was premeditated and the remorselessness of both defendants is shown by the decision to leave him lying in an alleyway to die. They are pleased with the investigation and the fact it left them no choice but to plead guilty. He said their bad character is further evidenced by their desire to make money through selling illegal drugs. He said he is pleased with the efforts of the police force to be able to jail them for a substantial amount of time. So this is a really sad story to hear the actual realities and the effects that drugs can have on a life. This was a father and his daughter's never going to see him. He's not going to see his daughter grow up or have grandkids. And it's all down to drug addiction. Everything stems from the addiction. And the same as Billy Dole choosing to be able to sell drugs and then being put in a position where he had no choice but to protect his line, as they said in court. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from this story. And I really appreciate you joining me on this premiere today. Please don't forget to leave a comment. I'll get back to as many people as I can. I really appreciate you joining me. I'll be back again very soon. Peace.